Hello, and welcome to this short but hopefully informative introduction and overview to CIE's IGCSE PE here at KIS. So, this presentation is just designed to give you a bit of an overview as to what's involved if you were to choose PE for your IGCSE years, why you might want to study and take IGCSE PE, what are the benefits to you as a student, and also importantly, how a student's assessed at the end of the 2 year course. So, a little overview as to what's involved within IGCSE PE. So, within Year 10, you will all study core PE, and that is a continuation from what you've already been doing in Key Stage 3. However, if sports and physical activity is something that you have a greater interest in, there is the option to take IGCSE PE. And within that course, you have the opportunity to study both the theoretical aspects of physical education as well as explore the practical elements. So both the theory and practical merge together and are designed to help students with a fostering of an enjoyment for physical activity, develop their understanding of effective physical performance, so that is how you can obviously perform at your best, and also provide the knowledge needed to take part safely in physical activities. And so those three things are covered both within the theory and the practical elements of the course. So maybe you're wondering, are you a good fit for IGCSE PE? Is it something that you might enjoy and therefore hopefully be more likely to be successful at? So if we read through these statements and think about whether they apply to you or not. So if you are somebody who enjoys and are already engaged in physical activities either in school or out of it, okay, then this could be a good choice for you. Are you interested in the science of sports performance and what makes athletes the best? Okay. Perhaps you're already looking into the future and you're considering maybe future careers in the health sciences or sports management. So we're talking about perhaps physiotherapists, occupational therapists, nutritionists, or anything within the sports management field. Or maybe you're just someone who benefits from a more practical approach to learning. Because as you'll see, 50% of your assessment will come from your practical performance. And as well as that, even within the theory component, a number of the topics are supported with practical learning. And so they really do benefit students who like to be moving and learn better by doing rather than just by listening and watching. So, why study IGCPE? How is it going to benefit you? So, students who choose to take this course will develop their knowledge and understanding of the theory underpinning physical performance. They'll then be able to apply this knowledge and understanding to improve their own physical and sports performance. So, as I said, if you're already engaged in sports outside of school, some of what you cover in this course might help you understand yourself better and how to maximize your own performance. Hopefully, you are already somebody who enjoys participating and challenging yourself in a range of physical activities and sports because you will have the opportunity to explore that a lot. And you will understand and appreciate the benefits of physical activity and sport to your health, fitness, and well being. Also, you're going to have the opportunity to gain an understanding and appreciation for what we mean by safe practice in physical activity and sport. And as I mentioned in the last slide, okay, you may obviously gain a sound basis for further study in the field of physical education. So whether that be through taking on A-level PE in years 12 and 13, or perhaps sports science somewhere else. Finally, so taking a look at how students are assessed in IGCSE PE. So the three objectives here are covered within the two aspects of the course, the theory and the practical. So AO1 demonstrates knowledge and understanding of the theoretical principles that underpin performance. And AO2 apply knowledge and understanding of the theoretical principles to a variety of physical activities and sports, including the analysis and evaluation of performance. So AO1 and AO2 relate to the theoretical elements. AO3 demonstrate the ability to select and perform appropriate skills to produce effective performance in practical activities is what is assessed during your practical coursework, which we'll look at more now. So as I said, assessment objective 1 and 2 are assessed within the theory exam that students take at the end of the 2 year course. So, this exam is aimed to obviously assess students' knowledge and understanding across the four main topics that we'll look at in a moment. Their performance in this exam will cover 50% of their final grade, or make up 50% of their final grade, I should say. And it is, of course, externally assessed when it is marked by Cambridge examiners. The second part, and the component two, measures students' success against assessment objective three in their physical performance. So the coursework, which is also worth 100 marks, requires students to choose four different physical activities in which to be assessed. And these sports or activities need to come from two different categories that we'll look at in a moment. Again, it makes up 50% of students' final grade. So 50% of students' grade will come from their theory, and 50% will come from their practical. Both are equal. So with the practical coursework, it is internally assessed, which means the teacher will initially assign grades to the students based on their performance. And then the footage that we take is sent away to Cambridge for them to determine the accuracy of our gradings, which is what we mean by externally moderated. So, what you might see when you're studying during the theory components. So, we have four topics: anatomy and physiology, where you'll look at the skeletal, muscular, respiratory, and circulatory systems. And if you're considering taking biology as well, there is good crossover with the content here. So, taking biology will support your knowledge within this topic, and vice versa for PE and biology. We'll also look at health, fitness, and training, so how to become healthier, and also how to improve performance through training, such as looking at the methods of training and the principles of training that underpin designing a fitness program. Students will study, obviously, how we acquire new skills and also the psychology behind sports performance. And finally, in Unit 4, social, cultural, and ethical influences. Students might examine big global events such as the Olympics and how they impact on society, as well as the growth of sponsorship and media influence on sport. And in ethics, we take a look at performance enhancing drugs and also look at safety in sport by carrying out risk assessments and how to treat minor injuries. So within component two, the practical coursework, students, as I said, will need to choose four physical activities from two of these categories. Now, if you're already performing in some of these sports outside of school, it's a huge advantage, and your teacher will come and obviously observe you and assess you in those sports. As well, you might refine your skills and practices of some of these during your lessons at school. So you will need to choose four activities from two of the seven categories that you can see on the slide here: games, gymnastics, dance, athletics, outdoor and adventurous activities, swimming, and combat. So each sport is given a score out of 25 to make a total of 100 marks for your practical coursework, which makes up, as we've said, 50% of your final grade. Okay, so what happens is students will be filmed performing in their chosen sports, and then these sports and this footage is put together in a film, as you can see here, and that footage is sent away to Cambridge to be assessed. So it does take a little bit of time and requires sometimes some time outside of school, and we try and do as much as obviously as we can in school with the facilities that we have. Okay. So, just to finish up, so perhaps you're not convinced by what I've had to say, but maybe you're interested to hear what other students have thought about their experience from taking IGCSE PE. So, if you have a read through there, you'll see that a lot of the things that students enjoyed were the practical elements. Okay, so if you enjoy being the PE lessons in Key Stage 3, whilst you won't be doing practical 100% of the time, it is a big part of the course. Or perhaps, as we said, you enjoy sports and the science behind it, okay, or simply learning about how you might be able to improve your own performance. So, thank you so much for obviously listening to this presentation. I hope you found it informative. And if you do have some questions still about IGCCPE, then by all means come and speak to me. And hope to see as many of you as possible in the course next year. Thank you.